I mean, we've been bearish already for so long. It's like you gotta wonder, was this already priced in? But I gotta be prepared that I might lose money here. And I need to live to fight another day. So I can't just blow the account. You know what I mean? It's not looking too good for this trade. Sometimes the dollar does go higher in terms of correlation. Sometimes the dollar does go farther. Like, whereas this might only pull back a certain amount, like whereas on the euro and the pound you might get a 75% retracement. The dollar, I've seemed like I've noticed lately, like you'll get like a 95% retracement. I mean, I'm tempted, to buy right down there, but I'm already in so heavy. I don't know. If I was up, if I was over 5,000, it might be a different story. But the market hasn't really even started to move yet. Um, it's still trying to decide, I think, a direction. Because the daily range is for this euro is like 630, and 630 would be way up there. So I mean, if I'm right on the direction, then I'm fine. But if I risk too much and I'm wrong, what am I going to trade with tomorrow or the next day on this account? And I'm on phase 2 here, so I don't want to risk too much on phase 2 or on a live account. Really shouldn't do that at all, ever. Like, honestly, it is tempting though. Like when it goes down there and you're expecting it that it might turn around. It's tempting to buy more. It still might stop me out. I don't know. It's just that like I said, we've already been going down so far. It's like, and then this took us down even farther. It's like, who's gonna want to keep selling that low? I don't. I'm not saying there's not people, but that willing to do that. I'm just saying it might be starting to look attractive to buyers who need to buy for whatever reason. Want to buy, need to buy. It is Forex, after all. It is foreign exchange. It is used to exchange goods and services between countries. And I mean, the dollar wants to go down anyway. Like, and it's already. Let's just look. I mean, it's been going up like crazy. Look at that. I'm not saying it has to go down. I'm not saying it will go down. I'm just saying, look at that. It would not be that surprising to see it go down some. You know? So tomorrow we have initial jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, and crude oil. So tomorrow's got some significant news too. Existing home sales on Friday. So we still have a pretty big week to go. Lots of potential. Right about now is when you say, "Oh, I wish I bought down there." And then when you don't, that's when the market screams up. I hope. But, you know, the name of the game is to protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect your equity, protect the money in your account, right? You know, you have to have that mindset, because if you don't, you say, well, you're being negative. You need to attract winning and positivity. You need to attract what you want. Here's the thing. If you don't think about how much you can lose, then it's like eventually the market will just take it from you, regardless if you're right or wrong. You know, if you have no regard for, you know, even if you're right on the direction, but you have no regard for how much you can lose, eventually the market's probably going to take all your money, because that's just how it is. You know, the market is up and down, and it's just, you know, if, for example, if I buy down here, right, and then the market goes way up and I buy way up here, and I don't like move my stop loss, or I don't take partials, or I don't do something to manage my risk, like eventually the market's just going to take all your money, or eventually the market would just take all my money if I didn't have any regard for risk, you know. How do I know that? Well, I've learned it the hard way. I lost all my money trading. I'm still trading using other people's money. Not funny, serious. And also, too, psychologically speaking, you have to just accept the risk. You have to just accept, okay, well, the market could come back down here and stop me out. Is that an acceptable level of risk? Am I willing to lose whatever this is? And it's not $7.75 per position. It's much more than that. It's like, because this is like 20. We saw earlier. It's just that I think these are the $7.75 or something, and this is like $20 a position right here. I'm risking. So 60. You know, $70, $80, something like that. I'm risking like almost $100 right now. So you got to ask yourself, is that an acceptable risk? And you have to ask yourself, and I should be asking myself ahead of time, right? Well, what would I do if it came back and stopped me out? Am I done for the day? You know, how can I mitigate? Can I take some partials right now? What would that do, right? Just in case it turned around, right? You just take a partial, you know, and that way, if it comes back down here, I could take another position. Or if it stops me out, I'm not out as much money now. I just took $20 of risk off the table right there. See what I'm saying? If this market goes up and fulfills the daily range, I will make tons of money, period. If it goes down and stops me out, I will not lose as much, you know. So If you flip a coin, it's 50-50. It's heads or tails. But if you flip a coin 10 times, there's much higher odds that you're going to land on either or. You know, if you get 3-1 on your money every time it lands on heads, you flip a coin one time, it's a 50-50 chance. If you flip it 10 times, it's still a 50-50 chance, but you're probably going to win some of those, and each time you win, you get 3 times your money. That's the deal. That's how you use. That is the key to making money, I believe, in whatever. But mostly, I'm speaking in terms of obviously trading. So, but here's the thing: Wall Street doesn't even open until 9:30. The real volume doesn't even come into the market until 9:30. So, I just need to chill and be patient, because usually, like, I historically have been very impatient. And that will kill you in trading. You know what I mean? Figuratively, or maybe quite possibly literally. I mean, if you lose all your money, you gotta live on the street, and like you get killed by a homeless person, or you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, or you lose the will to live, and then you die for some reason. I'm not talking about suicide even. I'm talking about, it can get that bad where you like lose the will to live and you just die. Like, look it up, Google it. Whatever happens, like maybe your heart stops beating while you're sleeping, or you get some kind of cancer, some kind of disease or something. I'm just saying, or something happens, you get into a car wreck, and you're like, there's a story about a guy who was a firefighter, and he basically got on scene. There was a guy with serious injuries, bleeding or whatever. He stopped the bleeding. He assured the guy he was going to be all right. The guy's vital signs stabilized, and then the ambulance comes, and he says, basically, this young hotshot hops out of the ambulance, and starts talking about how bad this guy's condition is. And the guy can hear him. He's right there, standing there. He starts talking about how bad the condition is. This guy's not going to make it, and the guy ended up dying because I guess he figured he wasn't going to make it. And so that's just the moral of the story: is you have to maintain the will to live, and if you're ever with someone who's possibly, I don't know how you say it, near death or dying, or possibly dying, or life-threatening situation or whatever, you've got to be positive. You got to be reassuring. Like, you don't got to be, but I mean, you should be. Like, if it, it's humanity speaking, right? Like, obviously, if it's but Jesus says, even treat your enemies, love your enemies, and that. So, yeah, for sure. You always want to be encouraging, because you would want the same for you. Even if say you were at war and your enemy shot you and whatever, and you were bleeding out or whatever, and they were merciful and they want to take you prisoner or something, and they were, obviously you couldn't probably understand the language necessarily, but you would probably know based on tone of voice, their actions, whatever, the look on their face, and you would want them. I know it's your enemy and it sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. I mean, you would want them to be encouraging. You wouldn't want them to be discouraging. So yeah, just think about how you'd want to be treated. And what's the moral of the story as far as trading goes? I don't know. Be positive. And don't put yourself at too much risk, because that can really have not only a psychological impact, but a physiological impact, mind-body connection. You want to maintain the will to live, and to do that as a trader, you need to maintain Now this is bullish actually. This right here. To do that as a trader, you need to maintain your account. You need to manage your equity. You need to manage your risk, in other words. So this, see how this is going up here and this is flat? This kind of like flag right here. This is supposed to be bullish right here. It's making, you know, higher highs, or I mean, sorry, higher lows and equal highs. So what that's supposed to mean, what that should mean, what should happen here is this should explode up and through, and then hopefully we'll break this high and start making new highs. But I know you say, well, this is a retail pattern and whatever. I'm just saying, let's see what happens. But this should break out to the upside. That's all the news for today. So we're not waiting on anything except for Wall Street to open. Okay. That's what we're waiting on. So I'm not gonna sit here and record until 9:30. I'll come back later. But I got a lot of videos to upload today.